if you check the news every single day, it's like a smear campaign. They just try to destroy this company with every single way possible. The guy come on CNBC, he talk about, yeah, the game people don't buy game from GameStop. They buy it from their console, which is true, but incomplete. They don't give you the whole picture. You go to GameStop website, they're selling TVs now. You look, they're selling only Vizios. The brand is Vizio, if I'm not mistaken. So they're selling TV, but it's only one brand. And you go there to see everything is sold off. It's sold out. There is no Vizio, just maybe one or two model. So GameStop is using this membership. They have 65 million power up membership. So they're using this membership, and they're trying to come up with a uh, different segments of the of the retail industry. And then they don't talk about the different aspect of gaming. GameStop is going to go to the online gaming tournaments. They're gonna go to the probably streaming services. There are like I think 4 million investors, if we assume that number is correct. So imagine this 4 million. They see that GameStop offering a streaming service. Do they go to Facebook or Amazon or YouTube, make Google and Facebook and Jeff Bezos rich, or do they come to their own company and make themselves rich? That's the real power of GameStop, because this the word is investumers. Investumers is a long-term investor who is also a customer. So these investors who believe in their company, who believe in their stock, they're gonna change their behavior, and they're gonna shop and spend more money in the GameStop. And then GameStop is gonna come up with the new different ideas. They already have like GameStop eSport Twitter handle. Ryan Cohen is a guy who like puzzles. He doesn't. He said that in the meeting, I think, with some of the investors, that I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it. Because I don't want to create hype. I'm gonna do it. You're gonna see what I'm gonna do, what I'm changing. And if you go to the website, you can see they are slowly adding different parts. The PC is coming, the TV is coming. Vizio is the first one. They just start selling one brand of TV. Imagine with this amount of investor, with this amount of love toward GameStop, they go bring another brand of TV. They're gonna go bring your phone. So it's easily next year, a lot of people, I think, buy their phone from GameStop, buy their TV from GameStop, buy their accessories from GameStop. They have different part of the company that nobody in Wall Street is talking about. And that is completely deliberate, because they benefit from bankruptcy GameStop. It's just, I don't know if you ever watch TV series, The Man Who Built America. So
I don't think I have.
So it's a movie. It's a documentary, near documentary, talking about John D. Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, and J.P. Morgan. So J.P. Morgan has a competitor in the electronic industry. So he created a smear campaign against them, and then he comes and says, yeah, the companies who had a lot of debt, and then they're gonna be in trouble. So try to destroy the competitor's stock. What we see right now, it's exactly the same thing in the GameStop situation. These people are coming, yeah, GameStop is bad. They can't sell, games. Who cares? They sell something else. It's not that they are forced. It's capitalists. They can sell whatever they want. As Ryan Cohen, a great guy, a great investor, a well-deserved billionaire in America. Ryan Cohen is the only billionaire in America that nobody care how much money he's gonna make. Everybody love in America to see Ryan Cohen become richer.
Yeah.
See? So these millions of people, they are happy to make money themselves, and they are happy that this guy is taking responsibility, taking the change that this company needs, and because they're gonna have a great future.
I would say that there is, like, Elon Musk as a billionaire.
Yeah, Elon Musk. I agree.
But
Elon Musk
he also gets a lot of hate.
Yeah, that's the thing. I never heard that anybody hates Ryan Cohen. Not a single
No.
person, except the guys from Wall Street who try to destroy the GameStop.
Yeah, that's interesting that you raised the point of the investumers. I hadn't heard that term. That's an interesting term. And I think you're totally right. Actually, that's something that I have not seen really talked about at all. Even like apart from on Reddit, basically, I haven't seen it mentioned or even like brought up that they have not just got a whole bunch of people invested in the company and they've used the hype to a lot of people have pointed out they've used the hype to, they sold 5 million shares. They got $1.7 billion in capital to spend now. No, and they're debt free, but they have.
Yeah, I mean, you just divide that number by the number of shares. It's like $15 in cash. So how do you put a price target of like $20 if you know this company has $15 per share in cash? They have in cash. They have six
Yeah,
thousand new jobs at GameStop. I want you to go to their website, go to the career. You see that they are hiring more than 6,000 people
holy shit,
right now
six
in
thousand
GameStop.
people.
If a
Wow.
company go bankrupt, why would you hire 6,000 new people? It just doesn't make sense. The numbers don't add up in the case of GameStop.
Hmm.
And then you go to the technicals. Yeah, we have a professor at NYU. She said something. She said, but she didn't say idiot, but I'm just saying. She said if you put an idiot in front of a tick chart for a couple of days, it's watching one single stock. He or she is gonna come up with some idea about trading the stock. So I watch GameStop tick. I mean every transaction through my Webull. It's not complete, but it's okay. So every time the price of the GameStop is coming down, it's in the it's in it's in hundreds. Okay, it's like 100 200 300. So it shows that it's a big money, it's a big corporation. And what they do is that they trade with each other. Company A sell 100, company B buy that 100 at $200, for example. Then company B sell that 100 shares at 199, company A buy it, and then they bring the price down.
Hmm.
Because in the case of GameStop, then the thing is the number of shares is very limited. It was 50 million, now it's like
Hmm.
50 something million. It's small. Okay, so when you get this amount of massive exposure and then 65 million power up members, so that creates the situation that we are in.
Hmm. It's quite shocking. What is your sense on? I've seen a lot of people talking about, and you kind of mentioned this at the beginning when we started talking about GameStop. Here is that the initial crime was that they have sold 140% of the stock to people. Do you want to just explain why that is a crime specifically?
Okay, so I'm not so 400 140%. So how the shorts work, let's go.
Hmm.
I'm not sure, how many of your listeners know exactly the short, so I'm going to explain it. So a normal person buy a stock at, for example, $10, and then the price go up $20. You sell it or you keep it as a long-term investment. You make money or you sell.
Hmm.
A short seller come borrow somebody's stock, sell it at the market. If the stock go down, he buy it back and give the stock back.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this hedge fund has a different methodology. It said, okay, we borrow the stock, but we sell it, but we don't buy it back. We know these companies go bankrupt. We wait until it goes zero and we buy it for zero. So, sorry, I mixed up. Can you tell me your question again?
Yeah. It's the so you
Oh, the
mentioned
crime.
the
Why it's
crime.
a
Yes.
crime? So, these people come and borrow 50 million shares. Let's assume that short is just 100%.
Yeah.
They borrow 50 million shares and they sold it to somebody. The question is, who bought those 50 million shares?
Hmm.
If a banks buy that shorted shares, first they know it's not a real share, it's just to borrow somebody, they're gonna give it back. Secondly, they know that the other side thinks this stock is worthless. No banks is willing to hold that, and if they do, they know that they're gonna lose money. Okay, so they have to transfer those loss to somebody else. The question is, we don't know where those stocks goes. Did they go to your grandma's pension fund? Did they go to the police pension fund? Where did those stocks go? When you sell something, you know it's worthless to somebody, which they know that's worthless, which is banks or broker, but those banks or broker don't keep the position. They distribute it between people. Somebody has to pay, somebody has to lose money in order for a short seller to win money, make money. Okay? In an actual term, when you have 50 million shares and 50 million short, you have 100 million shares. So $2 in a total market cap need to be destroyed for $1 of the short selling to make money. I'm not against short selling, you know. I like, there is a lot of good short sellers. Like, there was one documentary in Netflix, I forgot the lady name, Fahima something. So he come up with a company, Valiant Pharmaceutical. So it was a fraud company. I mean, the short seller brought that company because they know it's a fraud. They work hard, they understand it, and the company stock went down to, I mean, very low level, like from $500 to $100 to $10, something like that.
Yeah. Was this
so
the documentary, the China short?
No, it was a Valiant Pharmaceutical.
Okay.
It was a pharmaceutical company, but what they did was that they buy small pharmaceutical company, they increase the price like 1,000% to 10,000%, and then they make money that way. You know, they run the pharmaceutical like a hedge fund, and then they create a lot of different fake pharmacies to pay themselves. You know, it was a very big fraud. But the short sellers actually did a good job there. But here they just forget one question: what if the company didn't go bankrupt? They missed that question, and that question is costing them everything, costing the big hedge fund, costing the market maker. Because when you short something, the buying a stock starts with buying and finish with selling. When you short something, it starts with selling and finish with buying. You have to buy something you don't have. And these people who bought these diamond hands investors who bought this stock are not selling. If they don't sell, you can't buy. If these people just keep their stock, these people cannot buy. So there is a massive demand of the stock. And then on the supply side, there is no supply. These people buying and holding, you know? So the supply is going vertical, the demand is keep going higher and higher. The stock price theoretically should go higher and higher. Why it doesn't? It's market manipulation. They just, NYSE CEO just said a couple of days ago that more than 50% of the trades happen in the dark pool. Who trade in the dark pool? I mean, in a simple sense, who trade in the dark alleys? The criminals, the people who don't want their trade to be shown by other people, you know? Why would you go to the dark pool? They just don't want people to see it.
Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the podcast. Don't forget our sponsor, ExpressVPN, and my book, Brexit, The Establishment Civil War, can both be found in the links in the description below. And also, please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. It's the best way to help us grow. Until next time, thanks for listening. Screw the hedge funds.
You can make as many rules as you want, but if there's no teeth behind them, what's the point?
Well, like Citadel is potentially just gone in a few months. It feels like financial institutions, that they are all laughing at us by buying GME. Screw the hedge funds. Like, I will lose my entire investment if it brings them down.
Why on earth, last May, could you buy the entire company for $200 million?
What's been happening on Reddit and in social media and in the marketplace has never been seen before.
I argue that nothing is off the table. There is nothing off the table when dealing with the volumes of money in something as big as the United States stock market.
The hedge funds have clearly underestimated a group of people raised on Friday night World of Warcraft raids.
Dark pools, they're another mechanism to manipulate and cheat. Mainstream journalists don't say these things for a number of reasons. One is their sources are the people that I'm talking about. And so they can't call somebody a crook.
Superstonk and the other communities that have emerged are a hive mind, the likes of which we have never seen before. It's madness and brilliance, insanity and genius all rolled into one. It's very possible that Citadel will be gone in a few months. And not just Citadel, but the entire financial system has the potential to come crashing down. These crooks continue to gamble recklessly with the world economy, and this could be the moment that they finally get their justice.